From the John DeVita Broadcast Center, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Opinions with Joe Rouse on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. And now, here is Big Joe.
Well, hello, everybody, and thanks for listening. This is Big Joe, and you're listening to Opinions. We're broadcasting here from John DeVita's Broadcast Center on the Northwest Side. And you can listen to us on the internet at www.windycityhometown.com. And to help make this show a little more interesting, next month on the 18th of March, which is the day after St. Patty's Day, and hopefully we don't party too much that day, everybody, we will be doing our next broadcast between 5 and 6 p.m. on March 18th next month. And I'm only telling you that because the show would be much more fun and exciting if you guys would call in, okay? Because it gets really boring here trying to talk for an hour all by myself, okay? So I need you to call in and join the fun. And we could talk about anything you want. You can give me your opinion on anything you want. We may not agree on it, but that's the whole fun of it, okay? So just remember, next month, the 18th of March, between 5 and 6 p.m., we'll be doing the show. So you write down this phone number. It's 708-453-5114. Again, that's 708-453-5114. You call in. You can beat me up. You can agree with me, not agree with me. We can agree with each other. We'll do whatever you want. And we'll have some fun with it. And again, we're broadcasting from John DeVita's Broadcast Center on the Northwest Side. And I appreciate John letting me do this. Also, I'd like to thank Kevin, the manager of Jack FM at 89.7 WRHS Norridge from Ridgewood High School, because he takes the initiative to play this show for me, and I appreciate that. So call me next month, you guys, and let's have some fun with the show. In the meantime, I'm going to have some fun by myself here with you today, okay? Hopefully we'll get a few call-ins. We'll never know. There's so much going on today. How about the weather? Boy, is it over yet, John? What do you think?
Well, I tell you, I don't know how much more snow we can get, Joe. I tell you, I have no place to throw it. I mean, I have to. There's some places the snow is is almost up to my waist.
Yeah, that's for everybody. But we got some 40-degree weather coming up this week, and maybe some rain towards the end of the week. So it'll hopefully knock those piles down and get rid of some of the snow.
Boy, I hope so.
Yeah. And once it's gone, I'm sure we're going to miss it just a little.
Not me.
Not me. I don't blame you. I love the snow, but I'm getting kind of tired of it myself, John. I'm getting tired of it myself.
Well, yesterday it really, really came down. My God, I looked out the window yesterday about 12:30, 1 o'clock or so, and boy, I couldn't even see my truck out in front of the house.
You know, the strange thing about the storm yesterday, it was like a thunderstorm, only snow.
Yeah.
Because there was lightning and thunder.
Yeah, they call it thunder snow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You don't get those too often.
No, it don't.
It's pretty neat.
This has been a year of everything. Boy, I tell you, cold weather, extreme cold weather, and amount of snow, and it's really been a crazy winter.
They say it's the 5th snowiest winter we've ever had on record.
Yes.
I think we were up to 66.8 inches or something so far.
How much?
66.8 inches.
Man,
for the winter.
That's a lot of snow.
It's a lot for a city like us. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, you get up north, whatever. We did. I think on the last program I did about all these snowfalls, and you know, you get up in Alaska or I don't know, further north of the part of the country, they were getting like 300 inches of snow. You know.
Boy, well, they can keep it up there.
Can you imagine? All right, let's see. I got a plug from a friend of mine over at BG's Bar and Grill at 7455 West Irving Park Road. Phone number 773-625-9700. Now, he's got one of the best pizzas on the Northwest Side. If you haven't had one yet, you need to try it. It's very good. He's got a nice little bar there to watch a sporting event if you want to just go out and have a little bite to eat and a couple of beers. Or, you know, after a basketball game, take the family over there, have your mom or dad or yourselves, your kids, go there and have some pizza and pop. And I'm hoping I talked to him. I told him he should call in and come up with his own special for you. So hopefully he'll get. If not, we're going to make one up. And I don't care if he likes it or not, but we're going to give you something for free because that's what we do. And he's a nice guy, got a great pizza, and we should. You all should. Everybody should try it. Give it a shot, but don't try it until I tell you what the special is because we got to get you something for free. Maybe if you get a pizza, I'll give you one free or something. We'll work something out. So I just want to give BG's Bar and Grill a little plug there. Again, the address is 7455 West Irving Park Road, and his phone number, and he has delivery, is 773-625-9700. Pizza and a full menu. And I don't know if anybody out there needs any welding done, but if you do need any welding, there's a great company. It's been in family business for over 100 years, and it's called Miller's Eureka Welding and Fabricating. And they're in this city over on 2121 West Hubbard, and their phone number is 312-666-9383. If you know anybody that needs anything welded, whether it's a staircase, a door, anything metal to do with metal or welding, they're your guys. Okay, enough of that for now. I was talking to some friends, and we were talking about nicknames. You know, we all had nicknames. Nicknames, I bet you John even had a nickname when he was younger. He might have one now, I don't know. I know he's a big sweet guy. Maybe they call him Sweetheart, I don't know. I'm sure you had a nickname at one time, huh, John?
Yeah, the only thing that anybody calls me would be Johnny.
Johnny.
That's the only thing that they called me. Of course, other names that they called me, I cannot put on the air.
Well, I think I know what you mean.
Kevin's hair would grow another inch.
Well, when I was a kid, they used to call me Peanut because, Peanut. Go figure, right? Well, I got 5. I come from a large family, so I got 5 brothers. There were 6 boys in my family. And for some ungodly reason, I was pretty much the runt of the litter most of my life. And I didn't really start growing until I was like a junior in high school. So when all my brothers were growing, I was always the smallest one, so they used to call me Peanut. In fact, in 8th grade, if I remember correctly, I went to a Catholic grammar school. And they always used to sit you in pews when they had stuff going by your height, so everything looked uniform. Remember that, John? Well, I was like the first boy to graduate because I think I was the smallest boy in 8th grade. That's how short I was. Just so you know, I'm about 6'1" right now. But yeah, that was my nickname was Peanut. That's pretty funny. People get a kick out of that when I tell them because I'm like 6'1". I'm a pretty big guy now. But yeah, in fact, I took boxing my first 2 years of high school because I thought I was never going to get tall. You know?
Really?
Yeah, I boxed. But anyhow, with these nicknames, well, there's all kinds of great nicknames out in the world, and I'm going to give you some of the greatest sports nicknames. Okay, how's that? And the number we're going to go with the 25 top nicknames, and the number 25, which you're all going to know, is the Worm. And who's that, John?
The Worm?
Yeah.
I never heard of that one.
Dennis Rodman from the Bulls, remember?
Oh, yeah.
That was his nickname, the Worm.
The Worm, is that right? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was his. I don't know where these nicknames cover, how they figure it out, you know? I mean, I understand why they called me Peanut because I was the little guy, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe because of Worm, because he was kind of snaky. I don't know. But number 24 is Hibachi. And that was Gilbert Arenas for his hot shooting. You know, hibachi you cook on because he was I guess he was a great basketball. He had he was a great shooter when it came to basketball. And then you had Dale Earnhardt had a few nicknames like the Intimidator, Ironhead, and Man in Black. That was Dale Earnhardt. That's funny. Okay, how about this? How about Marvin Hagler from boxing? I'm sure you all know him. Marvelous Marvin, remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Or how about this guy I didn't really know until I looked him up. The Human Highlight Film. Dominican Wilkins or something. He's a basketball player back in the day. I guess his shots were so amazing. You know, the way he would shoot and all. They called him the human highlight film. And then you had Vince Carter from basketball. Half man, half amazing. That's kind of a long nickname, ain't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. How about this guy? Round mound of rebound. Charles Barkley. You know, he was the shortest player to ever lead the league in rebounds.
Who was that?
Charles Barkley.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that was just a little tidbit there. I guess it's a lot of basketball so far, huh? How about Larry Bird? You remember Larry Bird?
Yes, I remember that name, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, they used to call him Larry Legend or the Hick from the French Lick.
Mhm.
Then you had Elroy Crazy Legs Hirsch. Played football in 1942. You might know him, John.
No, I was breathing at that time, but I don't remember him.
How about Willie Mays?
Yep, I remember that. Yeah,
The
Willie
Say
Mays,
Hey
yeah.
Kid, they called him.
Yeah. Mhm.
The Say Hey Kid.
Yeah.
And we are going to know this well. I don't know if everybody, we all should know this one, because this guy comes from the 85 Super Bowl Bears. William the Refrigerator Perry.
Yes, I remember that. Yep.
Yeah. Also, a little tidbit about him. He owns the largest Super Bowl ring ever because he's so big.
Yeah.
25-inch ring.
Oh, my God.
And I thought I had big fingers at 14. That's almost twice the size of mine. Okay, how about this guy? The Galloping Ghost. Harold Red Grange, remember him?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. How about Mr. October? Baseball.
I don't remember
Reggie
that one.
Jackson.
Oh, Reggie Jackson, yeah.
Because he always got hot, in October,
Mhm.
for the playoffs and stuff.
Yeah, for the World Series.
Yeah, he always had a hot bat. And I don't know this guy, Rod Smart from football. He hate me, they called him. I don't know who that guy is. I couldn't find him. But anyhow, we got the great one, hockey,
Mm-hmm.
Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky, yep. Yep.
The Sultan of Swat, the Babino, the Babe,
Mm-hmm.
Baby Ruth, right?
Yes, right.
George Herman Ruth. And then we all knew who Sweetness was, don't we? Walter Payton,
Oh, yes.
another 85 beer.
Yep.
And Ted Williams, the Splendid Splinter.
Yep, Ted Williams, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
right.
Okay, you remember who Pistol Pete is? Basketball?
No,
Pete Maravich? Pistol Pete.
Pistol Pete.
Dr. J? Julius Irving, basketball?
Mm-hmm.
Or Irving Johnson, Magic Johnson? You probably didn't know his name was Irving because they always call him Magic Johnson.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Number 3. Okay, this is an old one. Shoeless Joe Jackson from the Black Sox. The White Sox, but that one year they called him the Black Sox. Number 2, Charlie Hustle. Here's a guy who I think is really getting screwed over by baseball. Charlie Hustle is Pete Rose. Now, I don't know the guy personally. Some people say he's not the nicest guy in the world, but that's none of our business because it's not about his personality, it's about his baseball career.
Right.
Here's a guy who should be in the Hall of Fame, but never will be because they said he gambled on baseball.
That was Pete Rose, wasn't it?
Pete Rose.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Well, you know what? In today's world, first of all, Pete Rose was if he gambled on baseball, he wasn't gambling and cheating. You know what I mean? He's whatever. He wouldn't do that because he always gave 120%. He was all gun ho. That's why they called him Charlie Hustle. And for him never to have a chance to be in the Hall of Fame is a shame because if you look at what some of these players are doing today, they're doing a lot worse than a guy putting a few dollars on a baseball game. You know what I mean? So it's too bad, but hopefully one day it'll change that because that man deserves to be in the Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
He
That's
sure
right.
does.
Yep.
And number 1 nickname can only be one thing, and it's a Chicago guy, Chicago sports guy, is Air Jordan. His airness, Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan.
Yeah, what's the most popular nickname? So anyhow, I thought maybe we'd have a little fun with that, and I guess we did. Even though John didn't have a nickname, but I did. Peanut. Plus Joey. I had a few of them. And like you said, a few that I can't talk about.
That's right.
So, anyhow, there's I was reading in the paper the other day, we had a woman play a official football game, a pro football game, as a running back. They have women that are kickers. It's not the NFL, but it's just below, so it's still considered a pro football game.
Uh-huh.
And they have some women kickers, John. Well, they actually have one for the first time that was played as a running back. It was the first woman to play a position other than a kicker, and she's like 130 pounds.
Wow.
She ran 3 plays and got crushed by some 260-pound guy.
Mm.
I don't know if that's right. I mean, I got nothing against, but I mean, how do you put a 130-pound woman in with a bunch of 250 and 300-pound guys?
Right,
you know what I mean?
You're right.
Because as soon as something happens to her,
Now there they could call her Peanut.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And her name is Jennifer Welter, the first woman to play in a pro football game that wasn't a kicker. Go figure, huh? Well, and speaking of sports and football, we have a gentleman coming out of college that was drafted that announced he was gay. Which, you know what? Who cares? Is it right? Is it wrong? I mean, as long as you're doing your job, who cares what you are or who you are? As long as you can do your job. My opinion, as long as he ain't making moves on me, I play next to the guy any day of the week. As long as he can do his job better than anybody else that competed against him. And that's what sports is all about, competition. What do you got, John? Somebody on the phone? Who we got on the phone today, John? Hello?
Yeah, I thought you said John, who's on the phone. Listen, it's Carl from PG.
Hey, Carl, what's up?
Listen, I got Kathy and Sarah here. We know you're an old saloon owner. Listen, how many ounces in a keg?
How many ounces in a keg? Wow, how about gallons? Can we go with gallons?
No, I got to know how many ounces are in a keg.
I got to
Sarah
wait.
said you would know the answer.
Well, okay.
And I said, I doubt 110% that you would have the answer.
Well, I have to figure this out because I believe a keg's about, 15 and a half gallons, ain't it?
Well, I don't know. I know how many there is, but I just wanted to confirm them with you.
Okay, well, why don't you tell me and we'll figure it out, okay?
1,920 ounces.
1,920 ounces. Holy cow. What does that come out to, about 15 gallons?
There's a lot of shots in a keg.
Yeah. Okay, now I got a question for you, Carl.
Go ahead, ask me.
How much of those 1,900 whatever ounces do you lose in a keg?
1,920.
Okay, how many ounces do you lose pouring out that keg through the tap?
I don't know. I'll let you talk to the bartender because she's the one that throws my shit.
All right, well, listen, before what's going on? Are we giving out free drinks today?
Tonight, only tonight.
Okay, I'll be there.
On the air, free drinks, no matter what you want to drink, free.
Yeah, that's good because you got it. Listen. What are you going to give? Are you going to give us a free pizza somewhere? If we order pizza, get it free. You got a special for us?
Yeah, if you order it around me, man, are you hungry? Come on by.
Not for me. I'm talking about people in general. If they order a large pizza, can you give them a small pizza for free or something?
Yeah, as long as they mention your name.
Okay,
Joe.
They got to mention Big Joe from Opinion.
Nah, but I think you should come up with a different name, Joe.
Okay, well, we'll work on it. What would you suggest?
I don't know, Big Joe. What do you think? Big Mouth Joe.
There you go. That's where the Big Joe comes from, see?
Smoking Joe Frazier.
There you go. So, well, we appreciate you calling in, Carl. How's business going over there?
I can't complain. I always have a little dough. Get it?
Yeah, a little dough. So that way you can make your pizza.
Yes, indeed. Listen, I'm going to let you go. I just wanted to give you a shout, see how you were doing.
All right.
And I did have a real question, how many ounces, but Kathy looked online and she said it was 1,200 or 1,900.
Whatever. 1,922 ounces and a half or something. I don't know.
I know. Listen, I'll talk to you later. Be careful.
Oh,
be
okay,
safe,
just
have
so you
fun.
know, Carl, I'm telling everybody to come in and get a large pizza. They get a free small cheese to go home with, okay?
You got it. You tell them if they come in and they mention your name, you got it.
All right, Carl. Thanks for calling.
Bye now.
Bye-bye. Wow, that was a pleasure. Carl from BG's Bar and Grill at 7455 West Irving Park Road. Phone number 773-625-9700. Go in there, get yourself a pizza, and they'll give you a small cheese to take home with you. Get a large pizza with whatever you want, and you get a free small cheese to take home with you or to go with it. Not a bad deal. Give the small cheese to the kids, and Mom and Dad could eat whatever they want then. That was nice of Carl to call. Okay, how about the Olympics today? Olympics are going on. Things are going well. U.S. is doing pretty good, I guess. We're in the top 3 of the medals. Top 2 or whatever. I forgot to check today. But I think we have a lot of firsts in there. We had this Merrill Davis and Charlie White. They won the first gold for the first time ever to win in that event in ice dancing, which was pretty cool. And then last night, this 2-man bobsled thing they had going on. The guys was 62 years since they got a medal in the 2-man bobsled, and they got one last night. So I believe they got the bronze, but they still got the medal, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of it's nice to see. The funny thing about the Olympics too, like the hockey and stuff like that. Now it's really competitive, but years ago, John, I'm sure you remember this. If you were a paid professional, you could not go to the Olympics. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, years ago in the Olympics, like for the hockey, we couldn't send none of our pros or basketball, whatever the game was. We couldn't send our professionals because they were paid. They had to be a non-paying athlete to go to the Olympics.
So what you're saying that years ago that Patrick Kane, who was with the Blackhawks, could not be in the Olympics?
That's right. So we would have to send like college kids or like maybe the minor guys that weren't getting paid. And so that we used to, we didn't have our best people out there. And I don't remember the records back then, but we probably didn't win a lot of medals because of that reason. Mm-hmm. But then they changed it to where they, it was for anybody. That's why like the hockey players go to their home countries. Mm-hmm. You think the Blackhawks, Chicago Blackhawks, they would play for the U.S. team, but they don't. They go to where, if you're from Canada, they go to Canada. If they're from Russia, they go to play on Russia's team. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But, years, I don't know. I don't forgot what year they changed that. It was some time ago. I need a sports guy to call in. He could have figured that all out for us. They probably know. Bet you Tom would know that one. Mm-hmm. But, years ago, if you were a paid athlete, you could not go to the Olympics. So, and I guess it's changed a lot since then. Thank God for
You know what? I was very surprised last night. I was sitting up in my room watching the games that they had the hockey, that there was females playing hockey. The first time I ever seen women play hockey.
Oh yeah, they got it in the Olympics. They got the women's hockey teams. Yeah,
I never. It was the first time ever, Joe, that I saw a female playing hockey.
Yeah, and I guess we're doing pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I last heard they won their last game, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah. So you ever hear of BuzzFeed? BuzzFeed is it's they just looking at things. It's like a talk thing on the internet, and they were comparing McDonald's ads. Like they show the food in the ad, and then they show you what it really looks like and what the difference is. They show you this beautiful Big Mac, when they do the commercial, or the chicken salad, or the chicken sandwich. It's all looking all beautiful, and then they show you like when you get it next to it. Oh, what it looks like, and they were comparing how the food that you get doesn't look like what they show you in a commercial. Well, why are they picking on McDonald's? That's what I want to know. Because I want to tell you something. I don't care if it's Burger King, when their commercials, their food, you put side by side, it ain't going to match up. White Castle, Taco Bell, all those fast food joints. Not even that. Let's go up a step. Red Lobster commercials, to me, every time I see a Red Lobster commercial, I want to just go out the door, get in my car, and drive to Red Lobster and order something to eat. They make everything look so delicious and succulent, I don't even know what to say. But every time I've ever been to Red Lobster, and the food ain't bad, but it never, ever looks like it does when you see it on TV. So BuzzFeed, my opinion is, get off McDonald's butt. Because whether it's Red Lobster, Olive Garden, or Burger King, or Jack in the Box, which you guys don't know of anymore, or Taco Bell, or anybody else, or Wendy's, none of their food in the commercial matches up to the food that you're paying for, okay? Especially the fast food ones. That's why they call it fast food. Besides, it's really not all that good for you, so I wouldn't even bother with it. It is funny how they make you put all the calories on there so you know what you're eating. It gives you guilt while you're eating it. You ever notice that? You go to McDonald's now, this sandwich is 330 calories, that one's 500 calories.
You know, Joe, I haven't been in a McDonald's, and my God, I can't even remember when the last time I was in one of those places. McDonald's or Burger King or any of that.
Well, you're probably doing yourself a favor, because it's really, myself. I mean, I usually go to McDonald's in the morning. I can just grab my coffee, because McDonald's got good coffee. Dunkin' Donuts got good coffee, but the caffeine in them, the caffeine in Dunkin' Donuts' coffee is like twice McDonald's, and then Starbucks is twice of Dunkin' Donuts.
I've never been to a Starbucks.
Yeah, it's some powerful stuff, man. Powerful stuff.
I when I was with WJJG up in Berkeley, I used to occasionally go over to either Dunkin' Donuts or to McDonald's to get myself coffee, and then Joe Gentile would always want a cup of coffee.
Right.
And I would go there to get coffee, but I haven't been into a McDonald's or Dunkin' Donuts or Burger King or any of those places. Oh my God, it's been many years since I've been in a place like that.
It's not very good for you, some of their food, and well, I shouldn't say it because nowadays they're improving with their serving and stuff like that, but. And what they charge you, you could probably go to a restaurant and have sit down and have a decent meal there. Mm-hmm. So, but good for you. What's good for you, what's bad for you today? Who knows? Just like smoking, I get a kick out of today how much, if anything, over the last, I would say, 40 years changed drastically. It's how smoking is affecting people. I mean, when we were kids, if you didn't smoke, you were like the oddball. You know what I mean? I mean, it was like, and then if you did smoke and they were filtered cigarettes, you were still kind of like a sissy. You had to smoke non-filters to be cool, Mm-hmm. Everybody smoked everywhere. I mean, you got to remember, you go to a hospital and they were smoking.
That's right.
You go to the doctor's office, he'd have a cigarette in his hand while I was telling you what's wrong with you.
Yep.
I mean, it was nuts. I couldn't even imagine. Can you imagine walking on an elevator and somebody have a cigarette in their mouth today? They'd freak out. So it's amazing how that's changed over the years. Now today, if you don't smoke, if you do smoke, you're the outcast. Not the outcast, but you're the odd one now because it's changed so much. It's amazing that those companies even stay in business anymore. Mm-hmm. Well,
now there's, what is this, CSV or whatever it is?
The vapor things?
No, they're going to stop selling cigarettes.
CVS.
CVS, yeah. Mm-hmm.
The drugstore.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That I think at the end of this year they're gonna stop selling cigarettes, because they say one aisle they're trying to keep you healthy, and in another aisle they're selling cigarettes. So they decided to stop selling cigarettes at the end of the year.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Mayor Manuel, he's all for it. He thinks that's the greatest thing that can happen.
Well, you know what? That's their prerogative, I guess. And you know what? Are they really making money on cigarettes anymore? Who knows? I mean, who wants to go out and spend, $10, $12, $13 a pack of cigarettes? You got to be out of your mind.
Now, Oscar, the young lad that lives with me that's upstairs here, he smokes Newports. And in Richmond, now you know where Richmond, Illinois is, up there on Route 12.
Right.
There's a place up there, a tobacco store that sells cigarettes for $6.75 a pack.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's cheap.
That's where I get them for.
Yeah.
Up there because around. I mean, if you buy them here in Illinois or in Cook County or anything like that, man, you really pay through the nose.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right. Hey, John, do you remember? You remember any of the old time remedies?
Oh yes, I tell you what, Joe. Before we get into that, let's take a station break.
Okay, we're going to take a station break right now. We'll be right back.
From the John Navita Broadcast Center, you are listening to Opinions with Joe Rouse on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. And now back to Opinions, and here's Big Joe.
Okay, we're back at John DeVita's Broadcast Center on the Northwest Side. This is Big Joe, and you're listening to Opinion. You can hear us online at www.windycityhometown.com. And I want to thank Kevin over at Ridgewood High School, the manager of Jack FM 89.7 WRHS Norwich, for playing our show. I really appreciate it. And I just say thanks to you, Kevin. You're the best. And I want to remind everybody that March 18th, so it's exactly 4 weeks from today. That's the funny thing about February. It's the only month of the year with exactly 28 days, exactly 4 weeks. So when you say a month, most of the months it's not 4 weeks, but February, except for leap year, of course, right, John?
That's right.
When's leap year coming up? It's got to be due pretty soon. I don't remember the last one.
Maybe next year, Joe.
Maybe,
I'm not sure.
I bet it might be.
What does it come every 4 years?
Every 4 years. I bet you it is next year.
Maybe it is, yeah.
But March 18th, it's a Tuesday night between 5 and 6. We'll be doing the show again. The reason why I'm telling you this now is because the show's a lot more fun if I could get you guys to call in and give me your opinion on stuff, or ask me my opinion on stuff, and we could argue, we could share opinions, or we could agree or disagree and have fun with it. So remember, next month, the 18th of March, you call in between 5 and 6 p.m. The number is 708-453-5114. Again, 708-453-5114. And then, just think, if you call in, you talk to me for a few minutes, you can listen to yourself online at www.windycityhometown.com the following day, or listen to on the radio when they play it on the school at 89.7 FM, Jack FM. Okay? So give me a call next month and let's have some fun.
And this program that you're doing right now tonight will be aired tomorrow, Wednesday, February the 19th at 10 o'clock in the morning on Jack FM 89.7 WRHS, which stands for Ridgewood High School.
Oh, okay. Very good. Got it. So, and then you can listen and hear yourself on the radio. And plus, I won't be talking to myself so much. I could have some fun with somebody. All right, what do we want to go to now? I just got some little tidbits here that I picked up. And because I'm not going to share my opinion with anybody about too many things until you call me and start asking me. Now, I'm going to ask, John, do you ever hear of a stone baby?
A stone baby?
Yeah.
No.
Now, this is kind of a sad thing, but I just happened to, I read about this the other day because they just had one. There's only been like 300 cases worldwide since the 16th century. And what it is when a woman is pregnant and the baby dies outside the uterus, the body covers it with calcium as a means of protection. Well, they had a woman that was pregnant 40 years ago that lost the baby and thought it was gone, but never knew it. It was been in her stomach for 40 years, and she just went. She's 84 years old. She went to the doctor with stomach problems. They took an X-ray, and they found the stone baby in there. That is the wildest thing to me ever, that could even something like that even happens. But the body is a wonderful thing, and it knows how to take care of itself as long as you take care of it, I guess. and that's what it does. It covered up that baby with calcium to protect it, even though it's not alive. But that's just a natural thing, I guess. Unbelievable. But anyhow, enough of that. We also, I have here some our presidents. You know, the presidents of the United States, they work for a salary, which, you know, it's not a whole lot of money. You know, I'm not even sure what the salary is. It might be 150,000 or whatever. It's not like they don't get paid like CEOs and all that kind of stuff, even though they got one of the most important jobs in the world, or the most important job in the world. But the funny thing is, they're all very rich. They're all very, very rich. And I hear, what do you got? What's that noise?
Joe.
We got a call. Yes.
Hey, it's the big guy. How are you, Joe?
Hey, Tom. How are you?
Pretty good. What's happening?
Not much. What's going on?
Oh, you know, just watched the Olympics for the last couple of days, and then just waiting for all the snow to melt.
Yeah, how about it, huh, Tom?
Unreal. I mean, it's really going to be tough. You know, you get a couple warm days, a lot of people are going to have leaky roofs and everything.
Leaky roofs and flooded basements, right?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and it's really one of the third worst winters I think we've had as far as accumulation of snow.
It's the fifth.
Yeah.
They said this is the fifth snowiest winter we ever had.
Wow. I know 91 inches, I think, is the tops. We're at 60-something, I believe.
We're at 66.8 as of yesterday, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, how's it going? Is this an opinion show?
Yes, sir. What do you got an opinion on? You need an opinion on something?
Yeah, give me one.
Well, what do you got?
Well, about the Olympics.
I think I just mentioned earlier. I think the Olympics are great. You know, I was just telling John. You might remember this, Tom. You remember years ago, if you were a paid athlete, you couldn't be in the Olympics.
You're absolutely right.
How long ago did they? I was just telling. He says. In fact, I said Tom might know the answer to this. Do you know when they changed that?
You know, I don't. It has to be probably within 20, 30 years, maybe?
Well, probably not 30, but I would say 20, yeah.
Yeah, because remember all the famous people who, hey, look at Thorpe. Remember Jim Thorpe?
Right.
He lost his, because it wasn't, he was paid for one game or something.
Right. Now, Tom, let me ask you a question. Now, I don't want to seem ignorant on this, but you remember the movie the movie that came out with the hockey team when they won the gold medal? That was about an Olympic team, right?
Correct.
Now, that was before they let the paid athletes in, wasn't it?
They were all amateurs. You're absolutely right.
And that's why it was so famous, right?
Right.
See? Now,
well, I think what's going to happen, though, Joe, is I really believe that the NHL will not be in the next Olympics. And the reason I say that is because there was some they're worried about injuries.
Right.
They're worried about so many players going and then having to come back and play in the regular season. I think there have been 2 injuries so far, and it's one of those things where you have a regular season. If you want something international, have an international hockey league. You could, you don't have to do it that way. As a matter of fact, I'm sure the Russians, a lot of them are paid for what they do in a lot of the countries, but that comes through the organization.
Right.
They pay for the bills. They pay them money.
Right. They don't. And the thing with the NHL, with the NHL and stuff like that, it's a big business, and
you're right.
And the owners pay these guys a lot of money.
They do, and they want their themselves protected.
Right.
You're going to a foreign country.
Right.
You're taking off 3 weeks of a year.
Right.
You're coming back,
and you don't want to send a guy you're paying $10 million or $5 million, whatever it is, to go play in a game that has nothing to do with you, and he gets injured, and now what do you do?
Exactly. And you could have it could ruin a team.
It could ruin the cup.
Absolutely.
You could have a chance for winning the cup, and then you lose one guy, you could be out.
Exactly. And I know that. Well, I know a little bit about the curling that goes on there. That a lot of us curlers who are not of that high are not that good. we contribute in a lot of ways. We buy pins, we support our curlers, and I know that the country does too. But they're amateurs.
Right.
I know that in Canada they do have cash spiels, which are cash tournaments for some of the people they can win. It's like our things in this country with the pools on the Super Bowl.
Right.
But I know that that's pretty legit. And look, when you see all these young people, I mean, the skaters, I agree they ought to have their way ought to be paid there, not necessarily make money, because they spend a great portion of their life getting ready just to go to the Olympics.
Right.
We had a junior from Oak Park High School who was 10th in the speed skating, and I think the Norwegians own that, but he left. And I also know one of the curlers who is from Northbrook, Ann Swisshelm, on the girls' team, and they're just regular people. They don't make any money at this. In fact, she gave up her job just to try.
Right.
And it's interesting. I'll tell you what's interesting, just to mention about the curling, that the Chinese are that good. They've only been curling for 8 or 10 years, and now they're in the Olympics. We've had curling here for 80 years.
Right. Now, speaking of curling, Tom, how much is that stone weigh with the handle on it that they
40
slide?
pounds.
40 pounds.
And it's all granite, and it comes from a special island off the coast of Scotland called Ailsa Craig.
Wow.
And they are fine tuned to they're all perfect stones, and I think they're running out of the concrete, but we've got them all over the United States, of course mostly in Canada. If we have 20,000 curlers, they got 2 million curlers.
Really? And if they're running out of that stone, why don't they just use the outside of that for that stone and fill it with something else?
Well, they'll have to do something in testing. It runs so true now. When it's going down the ice, you want it to just maybe tick something and roll a foot, and they're that good at it. If you've watched any of the curling,
And what's that sweeper guy for?
The sweeper does two things. If you take a little ice cube in your hand and you run your finger over it, the warmth of the friction, so when the broom hits the ice, it almost becomes a little slick. It's regular ice, but on top of the ice, they take like a holy water sprinkler and they put little drops on the ice, and that's what rides it. So when you sweep, you hold the line, and you can take a rock an extra 10 feet.
Really?
Just by sweeping. So it's so important to know when to sweep. The fellow standing down 30, 40 yards away looking at the rock when somebody lets it go, he makes a decision at that point if it's right on target. The people running alongside sweeping, they have in their mind, will this rock get there? And sometimes they'll start sweeping because they feel that it doesn't have enough. And if they don't sweep, the fellow behind, the skip is at the other end, and he's watching it, and he's watching the area, because every stone has a curl to it, either in or out. And that's what it rides on, and that's the most important part of the game.
Right? Yeah. Right.
They're playing out there 3 hours. I mean, I used to come off with frost on my back, really, from all the sweeping, because you really sweep hard, and you cause that friction, you cause that rock to slide better.
Okay, listen. While I got you on the phone, because I know you're a big sports guy and you're very, very knowledgeable. Earlier in the show, we talked a little bit about nicknames, like
right,
sports, nicknames.
Right.
So can I throw a couple at you to see if you know who they are?
Sure.
Okay. How about Mr. October?
Well, that was Reggie.
Okay, very good. All right. How about the Splendid Splinter?
Oh, that's Ted Williams.
Very good.
I'll give you one.
Oh, okay. Give me one.
The Cat and the Kitten.
The Cat and the Kitten.
Yeah, that goes back a ways. You may not know that.
I don't know that one.
It's Harvey Haddocks and Harry Burkeen.
Oh,
I'll give you another one. The Raja.
Nope, I don't know.
Roger Hornsby.
Okay. How about the Hick from French Lick?
Oh, that would be. Wouldn't that be basketball? What's his name?
It's basketball. You're right on target, buddy.
Yeah, he was second in the draft behind Russell, I think.
Is his last name got to do with something that flies?
Yeah, Bird. Larry Bird. Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Very good. All right, how about this? How about, let me think here. Let me find one. I could maybe.
How about the Brat?
No. I don't know.
Stanky.
Oh, I got like the 25. The ones you're telling me are better than some of the ones I got, and these were the 25 top ones that I could find. The the human highlight film.
Human highlight film?
Yeah, basketball guy.
Oh,
It's an old one.
yeah. Would that be the guy with the floppy socks?
I don't know. His name was Dominic Williams.
Oh, Dominique. Yeah.
Yeah, Dominic Williams.
Okay.
How about Half Man, Half Amazing?
Half man and half amazing. That one I don't know.
Vince Carter.
I don't. Bowling.
No, basketball.
Basketball.
You're thinking of
Yeah.
what's his name? The
Yeah.
bowling guy. No. All right.
How about? Let me think. Mr. Cub.
Bernie Banks. Yeah, Ernie Banks. Even John knew that one.
That's
Even
great.
John knew that. Well, Pistol Pete, we know that one, right?
Maravich, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a good
The
one.
Galloping Ghost.
Oh, that Red Grange.
Yeah. How about the Say Hey Kid?
Willie Mays.
Yeah, very good.
Okay, now I got one for you, for both of yous. How about Whispering Joe?
Whispering
Joe. It wouldn't be DiMaggio. It would be Morgan.
Nope.
Medvec.
Nope.
Joe. What sport?
Bowling?
Oh, gee, there's Andy Verapapa. Joe.
Nope.
No.
Boy, I don't know bowling that well.
Okay, Whispering Joe Wilson. He used to be the announcer, and
Oh.
when he would announce the bowling games, he would talk.
Yeah, I'll give you one, John. Who's the big guy?
That's you, Tom.
Tom Michaels.
That's you. When it comes to bowling, Johnny Petraglia was my guy because he was left-handed. Me being left-handed when I was a
Right.
kid, that's the guy I always wanted to win.
Andy Verapapa was a bowler. So was Hank Marino. Came from Milwaukee. He's in the all-star thing. Carter. I met Laverne Carter. She was his wife, Carter's wife.
Okay.
Big girl. What else? What other sport can I think of? Well, we've hit a lot of good ones there.
Yeah, he sure did. Hey, you were talking about the snow melting earlier. Poor Bart's out of town. I show up, but don't melt too fast. He gets the water all the time, huh?
Yeah, well, poor Bart had a little problem in Florida.
Yeah, I know, man.
Did you hear about it?
Yeah, a little food poisoning, huh?
Yeah, I talked to him because I went to the wake of his of Harry's wife's father.
Oh, when was that?
Oh, yesterday. Today was a funeral.
Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how's it going on the show? You having a lot of fun?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to get people more involved that are listening. Probably mostly the local area and the high school and stuff.
Uh-huh.
And so we're going to have our next show time exactly 1 month from today on the 18th of March.
Okay.
Between 5 and 6 p.m. And the call-in number, as you well know, is 708-453-5114.
Right.
And you can call in between that time, and we could talk about or have your opinion or ask me an opinion, anything you want.
The Ides of March are the 15th, and this is the 18th, though, right?
This is the 18th, the day after St. Patty's Day.
And the day before St. Joseph's Day.
And the day before, and thank you very much. That's my day.
I know it is.
Because I'm Big Joe.
I know. Beautiful.
But, you can call in, and then, they could come, and they could talk, and then they get to listen to themselves and hear them on Wendy's and www.wendycityhometownnetwork.com.
Well, here's a good question, which will be a tough one for your baseball players.
Okay.
And then if you want the answer, I'll give it to you. If not, you can leave it out there and see what happens.
Okay.
There's a fella who played for 4 different teams in baseball and had 500 or more hits on each team. He started with the Houston Colts. He played for the Mets. He played for the Canadians, the Montreal.
It's got to be an old timer because Houston Colts was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, and his nickname was Le Grand Orange.
Was it a French
you know
guy?
who this is? I'm sure you would when you knew the name.
When I hear the name, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you an example. Le Grand Orange, he had red hair, and he was a good hitter, a left-handed hitter.
Of course, lefty, like me.
You're right, and I'll give you another name. His first name was Rusty.
I have no idea, Tom.
Rusty Staub.
Rusty Staub. There you go. Now I do know that name.
Right. That's interesting, huh?
Yeah. 4 teams had over 500 hits on each team.
Over at least 500 or more on each team, which is really something.
Has anybody else ever done that?
Pardon?
Has anybody else ever done that?
He's the only one that has done that.
Yeah, that's amazing. A feat in itself.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, when you think of Henry Aaron, how many times do you think he had 714 home runs? He hit over 50 home runs.
Yeah.
50 or more home runs.
How many strikeouts did he have?
Not that many, I don't think. But
No, I'm talking about Hank Aaron. He struck out a lot too, didn't he?
No. He had a good baseball average.
Oh, okay.
And he never hit over 50 or more home runs, and he still ended up with 714.
Played a long time, I guess, huh?
Yes, that's exactly right.
He played a long time.
Crazy, huh? I've got some other goes. Maybe on the 18th I'll put one out there for the people. That's a really good baseball question, which is, not that easy to get the answer.
Yeah, we got to give these kids something. We got to give these kids something to work on.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
I love it.
And
of course, they got all these computers now. You can get an answer within seconds. As a matter of fact, and this is, if you check your computer, you'll find out why are there 18 holes of golf.
Why are there 18
why aren't
holes?
there 20? Why aren't there 15? Why 18?
I don't know, Tom. Why is there?
These guys took a fifth of whiskey, went out there and had a shot after every hole, and ended up with nothing in the bottle after 18. You can check it on the internet.
Now that is pretty cool, Tom.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
I got 1 million of those, Joe.
Oh, I love that stuff. I did a one of the shows. I did like these old sayings, where they came from or
Right.
why things go. And that's the kind people get a kick out of that kind of stuff, Tom.
Exactly.
I need more of that stuff. I get a kick out of it myself.
Like why is it a 21 gun salute? Why isn't it a 50 gun salute or a 10 gun salute?
I know. Why is it a 21 gun salute, Tom?
If you add up 1776, you'll end up with 1776.
There you go.
Interesting, huh?
Yeah.
And also, here's another one, Joe. You've heard the song "Amazing Grace."
Yes.
A great song.
Yes.
There's a history behind that song.
Yes, there is.
And do you know the history?
I think I might know a little bit, Tom. I'm not sure if I got it straight, but did some guy sing that for his kid or something?
No, that was you're thinking maybe of Taps.
Oh, that was Taps. You're right.
Yeah, and that's not necessarily true. But anyway, here's the thing. Here's a Scotsman in the 1700s, and he's a slave trader, and he changes his ways. Now you listen, and he wrote the song, or he wrote the words, and they made a song to it. Amazing grace, how sweet the song. Like a wretch like me, I was lost, now I'm found. If you listen to the whole song, it tells his idea of changing his life and becoming a better man.
And that's where the song originated.
Yep.
Amazing.
Cool, huh?
Yeah. No, there's a lot of cool stuff like that. And if you take the time to look it up, the history, where things came from, sayings and songs. It's very cool stuff. Very cool.
And
stuff.
if you check the last 11 or 12 presidents of the United States, 7 or 8 of them were left-handed.
Now, I got a question for you, Tom.
Okay.
Speaking of presidents and left-handed, one year there were 3 guys running for president.
And they all were left-handed.
And they all were left-handed. Who were
Ross
they?
Perot, Clinton, and who's the third one? He lost. The Republican, whoever it was. Am I right?
Yep. I'm trying. Now you got me stumbled on that one. It was Perot, Clinton, and no, they were all running at the same time. They were all left-handed.
It wasn't Ford. It was
No.
whoever it was, but they ran at the same time. You're right. I'll
Right.
think of it.
Yeah.
You got to think of the year. That's interesting.
And I got to. You want to hear the 9 richest presidents ever?
9 richest ever. Hoover was one of them.
Hoover
Yep.
was, let me see where he's at on this list. Hoover
gotta
was
be-
number 7.
Yeah, because he never took a salary. He
Yeah.
donated to charity.
He
Then
was
I would
worth
say-
$75 million.
The Kennedys.
You know, the funny thing about John F. Kennedy is he's actually number 10 on the list, but they say he was worth $1 billion, which is more than anybody else. But he
Yes.
never collected it because all his money was from his family, and it was in a trust.
Trust, right,
So he really never really got any of it.
right.
So
Well, then you would Roosevelt probably.
Roosevelt was number 3, Tom, at 120. He was worth $125 million.
Yeah, but then it goes back a ways. I don't know. If
Bill
there's
Clinton was number 9 with $55 million.
Oh, he was number 9. Okay. But then it has to go way back, right? Reagan didn't have that much.
No, Reagan was not on the top 9 list, top 10
No.
list. Roosevelt was number 8 with $60
And I
million.
don't think Eisenhower was in there.
Eisenhower was in there.
Oh, he was?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let me see.
then you probably...
You got no, you don't. Here, you got no.
Cleveland, maybe?
Nope. No, you have Hoover was 7. Lyndon B. Johnson was 6 with $98 million. James Mason was worth $101 million.
Wow.
Andrew Jackson, $119 million.
Wow.
We got another caller. All right, Tom. We got Teddy Roosevelt was number 3 at $125 million. Thomas Jefferson, $212 million, number 2. And George Washington, our first president, was number 1 with $525 million. Tom, we got another caller. Thanks for calling. I will
Okay.
talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, bye. Okay, well, boy, that was fun, Tom. Thanks for calling. Man, see how much more fun it is when somebody calls in? Now we even got another caller, so that's good. It's always good to have somebody to throw things back and forth on. Who do we got on the line here, John? Angelo. How are you, Ange?
Hey, Joe, how you doing?
Good. What's going on?
You know, I'm calling you from Fort Myers, Florida.
Man, that's long distance, baby. Let me tell you. I'm honored.
Yeah, 'cause you got a great show over there. You and John do a wonderful job.
Thanks, Ange. Thanks. How's the weather down there in Florida?
It's only about 75 right now.
Oh, we really feel sorry for you. You know.
Well, here's the thing, Joe. I'm down here, and I'm getting some good seafood.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but you've been down to Florida. You've been around.
Yeah.
You've been all over the country,
Yeah.
and then some.
Okay.
Now, I'm flying into O'Hare tomorrow.
Okay.
Where am I going to get a good pizza at, Joe?
Well, there's only one place to get a good pizza when you fly in O'Hare. You come over to the northwest side at 7455 West Irving Park Road and go to BG's Bar and Grill, Inch. He's got one of the best pizzas on the northwest side. You can't miss it. And bring your friends, because I know you ain't traveling alone.
Oh, I'm not traveling alone. I got friends. Now, let me ask you another question. They like thin crust. How's his thin crust?
It's the best.
The best?
It is the best. And I'll tell you what. You go over there, you get yourself a large thin crust pizza with whatever you want it with your friends, and he will give you a small cheese to take home with you.
For free?
For free.
So I get a large pizza, and I get a large pizza with one ingredient, I get a free small cheese to take home?
That's right.
Joe?
And you got to mention my name to get that, though.
I'm going to mention your name.
Okay.
I'm going to mention your name. Joe, you're the best.
Thanks. Hey, thanks for calling in. Have a safe flight home when you get home, and enjoy the nice weather.
Thanks, Joe.
All right. Talk to you later.
All right, buddy. Bye.
All right. Bye. Oh, that was great. Okay. Well, we're getting to the end of the show here, so once again, I want to remind everybody, March 18th, 1 month from today, Tuesday night between 5 and 6, we're going to be doing the show. So call in. The number is 708-453-5114. 708-453-5114. Call in. We'll talk about whatever you want. Have some fun like we just did. You see how much more fun it is when we have callers. Again, and then this show here or any other show, you can go to www.windycityhometown.com and listen to it. It'll be on the internet the day after we do it. And this show you can listen to. It'll be on Jack FM 89.7 WRHS Norwich. From Ridgewood High School, and we want to thank Kevin for playing that for us. And again, we're broadcasting from John DeVita's Broadcast Center on Northwest Side. This is Big Joe, and you are listening to Opinion. Thank you, and we'll talk to you next month.
You have been listening to Opinions with Joe Rouse from the John DeVita Broadcast Center on the Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network. This broadcast was directed by John DeVita. Our audio engineer is James Rohde, And the executive producer of Windy City Hometown Entertainment Network is John Seconda. This program was pre-recorded on Tuesday, February the 18th, the year 2014. Be safe, and thanks for listening.